It's such an honor to have you guys on the stage and stuff, and I got to go back to the Briar, and I talked to you guys about before this. How many people watch the Briar? You got to watch the Briar. How many people were just, their hearts went just crazy when all of a sudden you got one Harnden boy, the other Harnden guy over there with Dad hugging two different shirts. Come on, was that not one of the best moments you ever saw? It was a Kodak moment, and that shows my age right there, okay? So, guys, once again, it's just amazing to be able to have the whole team up here, and thank you very much for coming up. And I am going to go into the audience right now, and I'm just going to get people to ask you questions. Are you guys good? Is there any topic that's off topic right now? Oh, geez, I thought Ryan was going to jump in there for a second. Okay, who's got a question for this team? Okay, start things off. What's your name, darling?
My name is Terry.
And where are you from, Terry?
Burlington.
Burlington, Ontario. Okay, and what do you do?
I'm retired.
Okay, what'd you do before retirement?
I'm an old fart.
You're an old fart. Okay, good. She was the queen of flatulence when she was growing up. Good for you. So, what's your question for the guys?
Okay, I wanted to make a comment. I volunteered at the Masters in Oakville, and I wanted to thank Brad because you're the only player in all of the whole spiel that thanked the volunteers and gave us a handshake. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of like, that's Brad. You know, there you go. You know, Brad, really, when it comes down to it, how do you appreciate those volunteers? Like, you guys have been, how many, I can't even count how many tournaments you guys go to. So, talk about the volunteers, because there's a lot of volunteers here. This is yours.
I think I can talk about the Masters and the Grand Slams. We actually have volunteers by the ice that actually plot where the rocks are and change the scores and do all that stuff. And they're sitting out there in the cold and out there for a couple, 2.5 hours. So I've done that for as long as I can remember, just thanking them for coming out, because without them, the events don't run. And same here at the Briar. I see all the people here with the red coats, and this event wouldn't be as fun or it wouldn't be as good for us as players and you as fans without those people volunteering their time and doing what they do. So thank you.
Right. It's true. So if you see a volunteer out there, hug a volunteer, folks. It's Hug a Volunteer Day, official one. Who else has got a question here? Put your hands up, and I'll be quite happy to find it. Okay, right over here. Got you right back there. What's your name, sir?
Andre.
Andre, and Andre, where are you from?
I'm from, well, Kapuskasing.
Okay, well, somebody has to live there. So. Okay. What's your question for the guys?
It's a funny one, but I'm curious, Guy. From each guy, what is your favorite cereal and what is your favorite beer?
Oh, jeez. I should have kept you to the end. Okay, all right. We're going to start off. I'm going to start off with your alternate. I'll come at it this way, okay? Because you got to think. Okay, tell me.
I would say land shark.
Good move. Are you asking for a beer? Is that what you're... Okay, I just...
Cereal? Is that
cereal,
what the
yeah, cereal.
I eat a lot of cashew cereal, so the cinnamon.
Oh, you go
flavor.
healthy-wise, yes.
Try to stay healthy.
Oh, there you go. Good for you. Jeff, what about you?
For beer, I'd say a cold one.
Now he's definitely asking for a beer. Okay, so, okay.
I'd be more of like a red, like a red. I like a lot of different craft beers, so I like to try out the craft beers.
Okay, and cereal. What about cereal?
Cereal, I flip-flop on this one, but probably Cheerios.
Okay. I'm still waiting for someone to say Captain Crunch. Like, seriously, it's Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch, something in there. Okay. Eej, what about you?
Molson Ultra.
Molson Ultra, okay.
And Jeff stole mine. Honey Nut Cheerios. I'm still a kid at heart.
Still a kid at heart. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Nichols. This is going to be good.
Cereal's easy.
Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There you go.
Easy. Best cereal. And for beer, just a red or darker beer.
Oh, okay.
I'm not real picky.
Do you get into stouts or anything like that in ports or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't mind them, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of tasty, yeah. That's good. Brad.
Vector cereal. And for beer, I love Guinness.
There you go. Good Irish beer. Good. I have a gentleman right back here. What's your name there, sir?
Kyle.
Kyle, where are you from?
Arnprior.
Arnprior. What's your question for the boys?
If I was in Newfoundland, where do I get the best Jigs dinner?
My mom's house.
Yeah, I was going to say Mama Gushue's house for sure.
She's just over there if you want to invite yourself.
Yeah, right there. Right there. There you go. you want me to introduce the two of you so you can actually set something up or anything like that? Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Here, there. You got that. There you go. Okay. Where's the gentleman who was right here? What's your name, sir?
My name's Ian. I'm from Summerside, PEI.
What, did you bring a bus with you or something or what? Okay, go on.
So my question is, especially for Brad, because there's no Newfie accent, and I've heard the 22 minutes do that thing, I'm asking any of you, what's the best bar on George Street in a Newfoundland accent?
Ooh, you got to dig deep. When was the last time you did a Newfoundland accent, Brad?
I think I have a Newfoundland accent, so I don't know if I can come up with one. I think we should get Ryan and EJ and Jeff to do one.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Let's get non-guys to do it, okay?
I don't know what bars are in St. John's or Newfoundland. I'm not from there.
You got to go down to George Street, brother. You got to go down and have some fun.
I did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's normal with George Street. That's exactly what George. There's a place down there that does White Russians, double White Russians down there.
Yeah, that's Lottie's.
Yeah, that place is great. They actually have cards. You punch it every drink you get, and you get a free one when you fill the card up. I spent a couple afternoons there.
That's just so when you wake up the next morning, you see how many you actually drank.
Yeah, that's it. It's not a good indicator, Mark, on that one. So, okay, so what about you guys? Do you have any ideas? Can you actually do a Newfoundland accent? No, they're not even going to try, are you?
No, bye.
No, but that's it? That's all you got, right? Okay, what about you guys? Come on. Oh, Mark, you said no, not at all. Did you ever have a heavy-duty Newfoundland accent at all?
This is the way I've talked forever, so I figured I
haven't changed the way we speak.
No.
This is what you get.
This is what you get.
I think I have some sayings that are more Newfoundland based and probably that heavier accent. Like I'll ask the guys, where are you going to? So that's apparently not said anywhere else. Is that true?
That's exciting.
Yeah. That's as good as it gets.
Because I remember when we did the Briar there, we actually got some gentleman out of the audience that had such a thick accent, and we got him to talk to somebody from Alberta.
Was that Jamie Corab?
It might have been. Well, he's in politics now. He probably talks kind of weird anyways. And it was kind of fun to try to figure out exactly what the hell they were saying right off the bat.
Jamie's got a thicker accent. I think the further you live outside of St. John's, generally the thicker the accent is. But yeah, I noticed Mark speaks different than these guys, so he's got a little bit of an accent.
Okay.
And I'm sure he notices the difference.
Well, is there any place in Newfoundland you guys go to that you guys can't even understand their accent?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where's
like Brad
that?
said, like you go around the bay or further outside of St. John's in smaller communities. They all have slight accents or like a dialect that you would not be able to understand, or it would take a little bit of effort to try to understand.
Trying to figure out what the heck they're talking about. Okay, we'll go right there, we'll go there, we'll come back over there. Okay, what's your name, darling?
I'm Jeanette, and I'm from around the bay.
Oh, okay. Where's around the bay?
Marystown.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can understand what you're saying, so that's okay so far, right? Okay, what's your question for the boys?
I just have a comment. I want to congratulate Brad on adding Ryan to the lineup for the Worlds. I thought that was a class act.
Oh yeah, terribly. That was a great idea. Okay, here, hang on. Was that just a no-brainer at that time? Just to say, let's get a fifth and let's get Ryan involved in this.
Well, I think when we talk about fifths, and we've had the opportunity to do it multiple times over the last few years, we look at a couple things. One, we want someone that can fit into the team and not disrupt our chemistry, which we've known Ryan for many years, and obviously being EJ's brother, that helps. We want someone that can match rocks at night, and Ryan's been one of the best leads in the world for the last number of years, and that's a skill that he has.
Right.
And then the third part is we want someone that could come into the lineup and not hurt us. And again, he's one of the best players in the world. So if one of us goes down, he could jump in, and we're still going to give ourselves a chance to win.
Well, here's a question for you. Are we going to see him sometime this week?
I hope so. But obviously, if we get tight games, we're going to keep four of us going as long as we're healthy. But I'm hopeful that we can get a little bit more of a gap in a game, a little more comfortable lead, and then we'll get him in there.
Trying to work for you there, big guy. DJ on the ice. DJ on the ice. Okay, right on over here. There you go. Summerside, PEI. East Coasters all the way. What's your name, sir?
Bill.
What's your question then?
question is, how old are you when you're screeched in Newfoundland?
Ooh. Well, okay, we're going to, okay, hang on. There you go. First of all, has everybody been screeched in?
When you're a Newfoundlander, you don't get screeched in.
You're already in.
We like everybody else to do it so we can laugh at you while you're getting it done.
So that's your practical joke on the world, is it?
We make you kiss the arse of a cod. So, yes, it's our joke on you guys.
Shit, I should never have done that. Okay, all right.
Brad, I'm pretty sure I kissed it on the lips.
Yeah, you kiss the cod. It's
Which
the
lips?
puffin. You do the other one with the puffin, right? We won't talk about the puffin. Okay. Now, okay, so that's the question. Have you three been screeched in then?
I have not.
Okay, what was that?
I could lie, but I have not.
Oh, really?
No.
We were not aware of this. This is news to us.
I was hoping to keep that under wraps for as long as possible. But
Tell you what, Brad, do you know the whole line of being a screech intimate? Because we could screech intimate right now, and we'll find some arse for him to kiss. Okay,
yeah.
so
It's actually a puffin's arse, so you could do a puffin's arse or the lips of a cod.
to get a choice, I'm not too sure exactly where we're going with this. Okay, let's come back here. Okay, no, let's get to you. How you doing, my friend? You were waiting patiently for these guys. What's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor, what's your question for the boys?
What is like from prior from 2017 and now, and are you hoping to win this year?
So you were the Briar way back when, right? 2017 when you won the Briar, right? Right? Yeah, okay. And what was the second part of the question?
Are you hoping to win it this year?
This event right here? Guys, are you hoping to win this event?
absolutely.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. I got three people right here. Okay, what's your name, darling?
Lily,
Lily, what's your question for the guys?
my question is that what do you do when you find yourself stressed? Because just recently I was at a provincials and before every game I was super stressed and I just didn't know what to do. And I just wanted to know what you would do when you're stressed.
That's a good question, actually. What do you guys do if you're getting a little wound up, maybe, before the game? Is there any way you can bring it down a bit? Get the heart rate adjusted? Anybody?
I don't know. For me, I do a lot of, I guess, deep breathing at night or in between games when I'm feeling stressed. So, or just kind of think about back to practice and my preparation and go for there.
Right. Jeff, do you have anything that you do special?
Everybody's a little different. I might have
Jeff
to go for a walk.
has never been stressed in his life.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I've never seen him stressed. So.
Well, what stresses you out, man? Are you the type of person that just doesn't have stress?
Yeah, I guess I'm just pretty laid back. Yeah, I might go for a walk, but usually it's not because I'm stressed. It's just because I'm bored.
Okay, that puts it like that. EJ, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think just self-talk, right, is acknowledging that you know, how you're feeling is the first step and not trying to fight it. Like, it was actually a really quick story. It was really cool. So to that point, we were playing in the trials final in 2014. And we had won to go straight to the final, so we had a couple of days off. And I was feeling extremely stressed. I was having a hard time sleeping at night the couple days before the game. And I remember there was the day before the final, we were in the restaurant that was attached to the hotel. And I saw Carter Rycroft there. And Carter is a veteran of the sport and had been many good games. And he stopped us to wish us good luck. And he said, you know, I don't know how you're feeling, but if you're feeling stressed or you're feeling nervous, he's like, don't fight it. Just however you're feeling, you know, acknowledge that and feel it and don't try to fight it. Right. And, you know, go back to your preparation, like Ryan said, and, you know, focus on the things that you can control, but just be okay with how you're feeling. And then that way, usually you can work through it versus trying to work against it.
Probably really good advice on that one too, yeah. Otherwise you make it too big. It becomes part of a bigger thing. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I think to EJ's point is a lot of people think that stress is bad, and really it's just an emotion. It's how you feel, and like as long as you accept that and know that, you know, you've worked really hard to get to this point, so trust that what you've done has worked to get you there, and then kind of have a routine. It doesn't have to be superstitious, but we kind of all do similar things, but things that make us comfortable leading into a game.
Right.
You know, whether it's a comfortable meal or, you know, just deep breathing or a little bit of meditation or go for a walk or whatever works for you to kind of get you into that routine, I think is important. But like stress and nervousness just shows that you care about the moment, really. And, you know, being there that's cool. It's just being able to channel that energy into a positive kind of outcome.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to talk from my end of it all. The people say, do you ever get nervous when you walk out? You just turn your nervousness into the attention of what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, it now becomes excitement, you know, and that's what I found anyways. Well, what about you?
Yeah, I love when I get excited and nervous and have some anxiety. I don't like curling without it anymore. So when we play some cash fields and we go to smaller ones, I don't enjoy it because I don't have those emotions and that anxiety, the stress, all the stuff that we have here this week or when we play at Briars. So my mindset changed a number of years ago where when I got that, I got excited and I was enjoyed going out and playing. So for me, it was just a matter of not fighting it, working with it, getting excited when it actually came across in the body and you feel those nerves and having trouble sleeping and all that stuff. Like, that's fun.
Yeah. What about a sports psychologist? You guys ever had one with your team?
Only for about 20 years.
Okay, who was it?
We've had a few over the years.
Yeah.
We've had Baz Kavanaugh, Kyle Paquette from here in Ottawa. Aaron McGowan is working with us right now from St. John's.
Okay.
Ken Bagnall as well. So we've
Right.
had some people help us over the years.
And you find it helps?
Yeah, I think some of the strategies that we all talked about likely came from one of those individuals.
It's nice to have different opinions too, because you can take something from each one of them, right? And kind of bring it all together, which is good. Got two youngins over here. What's your name?
Luke,
Luke, what's your question for these guys?
where are your guys' kids?
My kids are going to be here tomorrow night, so I'm pumped that they're coming. So.
Okay.
Yeah, my boys will be here on Thursday.
My son will be here on Friday, and my daughter unfortunately can't make it because she's preparing for her dance competition.
Priorities. Okay.
My kids are back home with mom.
Okay.
I don't have any. I have a dog.
Okay. When's your dog getting to town? Okay.
Actually, my dog went to the Briar.
Did you have a question? No, it was his. Okay. Okay, let me go over here and I'll come back. Okay, go ahead. What's your name, sir?
Dave.
Well, okay, Dave, what's your question?
I have a question is that when you guys are practicing for one of these big tournaments, like how many rocks do you throw in a session? Because those are heavy.
Actually, that's a good question. I'd like to know, do you guys ever categorize how many rocks you actually throw, like in practice up to an event and stuff like that? You put it down in a book?
No, I don't put it down in a book. At my age right now, I have a pitch count, essentially. I try not to throw too many, but back in the day, we wouldn't, I know Mark and I, when we were younger, we wouldn't stop practicing until we threw at least 100. Leading into this event, I don't think any of us threw that much because we were only home for about two and a half weeks between the Briar and this, and then you're trying to recover from the Briar and then get ready for this. So I don't think any of us practiced a ton coming into this. That's not to say we were home on the couch, but we wouldn't have had the high volume that we would probably leading into the Briar.
Well, how many practices between the games do you guys play in a tournament like this? Do you pick up practices during practice times during the week? Or do you just wait until you need practice times going into the final weekend or anything like that, right?
Yeah, usually it's play games and then there's sessions at night if anyone feels like they need to work on anything, and it's not a whole lot of time. And then once you get into the playoffs, they give you a little bit of time to throw some rocks and match. But really, it's not a heck of a lot.
Okay, that's good. Question there, and I'll come over there. Go ahead. You have a serious question this time.
No more COD. Who is the team that you like to play with or against, and which one were bummers? You know, whether once they lost, they were just crap.
Okay, now we're getting down to dirty. What's the most fun team you played against?
When you say crap, what do you mean? Like,
well,
this guy played against you at one point, supposedly.
Thank you guys for coming to the Curl for Wishes and PEI. We really appreciate it, and we had a great time. But the question was, you guys said one time to me, and I just wanted to confirm, that there's just one skip. Once they started losing, they were just silent, wouldn't talk to you. And then there's another skip that once they're winning, hey, Brad, what's going on? You know.
It's probably not one we want to stay up here on the stage.
No, you
but-
probably don't. I was waiting for that second. Okay, tread lightly, Mr. Gushue. Most fun to play with, against. Do you have a team that you look forward to going up against?
I don't know. Honestly, for me, I'm not just saying it because I'm here with these guys, but I always enjoyed playing Gushue and those guys. You know, we battled each other for the last probably 10 years
Right.
in the biggest games, and I think playing them, there was always a lot of mutual respect there, and you know, we always knew that we had to play 90+%, and even at that, we may not win. So I just think playing these guys in the respect level and knowing that, you know, it's going to be a very, very good game, and we have to bring our best, and they kind of pulled the best out of us. I always enjoyed playing them.
Okay. Jeff, now what was your percentage in this game? This last one you did? Didn't you get a percent? Didn't Kathy Gauthier say what your percent was? Tell everybody what your percentage was in this game.
I think they were being a little generous.
Yeah?
But she told me it was 99. But
It's a keeper. You're a keeper.
I don't think it could have been a 99 because I remember throwing one about halfway guard that was supposed to be in the house. So.
All right. Well, let's answer the question. Is there any team out there you love playing against? It was fun to play against. You look forward to it, good competition, good camaraderie, that sort of stuff.
I think it's more, I guess, the big games, like Ryan was saying, when we've met them so many times over the years in big games, whether it's a trials final or a Briar playoff game. Those are the fun ones that you really want to beat the other guy, but you have so much respect and know that if you play your best, if you play close to your best, you still not win because they might play better. So those are always fun games to play in.
Any particular team that pops in your head when you think about that description?
I'd say, well, these guys' is old team with Brad Jacobs.
Yep,
We
Northern
had
Ontario,
many battles with them over the course of our careers.
Okay, cool. What about you, EJ?
I think Nick on the world stage. We've always gotten along really well with those guys. Again, it's a mutual respect on and off the ice, and all really nice, people that you can sit down and have a drink with. And we've had some laughs together as well when, unfortunately we've both been knocked out. And so, to Jeff's point and Ryan's point, a ton of mutual respect. You know you're going to be in a battle. You know you're going to have to play your very best. And at the end of the day, that you can sit down and have a drink and a really good conversation as well.
Oh, cool. Mark, what about yourself? Do you have any team that pops into mind right off the bat?
Well, I would have said Jacob's team over the course of the last couple quads for sure, because we played them a ton. And now, I think Bruce's team from Scotland, we've had a lot of really good battles over the last number of years. And, he's made some crazy shots to beat us, and we've been in some really tight games against them. And I like those guys too. So I think right off the top of my head, I'd say Bruce and them.
Oh, good. And Brad, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'll go back a little bit to Thomas Olsrud, his team. They were four incredible guys and really fun off the ice. And fortunately for us, over the course of our career, we had a really good run against them. So it was always nice to win those games. But they were four of the best guys to hang around with. And whether they won or lost, they were the exact same on the ice and very respectful. Kind of miss Thomas.
Right. I got one thing about that because you guys played again, and Thomas, the team was amazing. Okay, they brought in loudmouth pants. They actually made it colorful. They also did a thing which I think maybe you should take on and carry it forward. They used to do the pat dance. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Did everybody see that? Everybody seen also? Because if people have never seen it, they were able to drop their pants and literally on the ice move and bring their pants back up.
We just need to get an underwear sponsor, and we'll do the same thing.
Yeah, their sponsor was Comfy Balls, wasn't it?
It was. That's why they did it. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. We're right over here. What's your name, darling?
Hi, I'm Suzanne and Claude. We're from Sherbrooke, Quebec. And we were wondering who who are your inspiration? Who are your all-time curling champions that might inspire you or might have inspired you to get into this sport in the beginning?
Who'd you look up to, guys? Who was it? Who wants to take that first? Here you go.
Yeah, I'd have to say our father. You know, he
Yeah.
he was a competitive curler in Northern Ontario and still is to this day. But you know, I grew up idolizing him and wanted to be, you know, as good as he was. So yeah, I'd say my father, and still look up to him this day. So
That's good. That's cool. Jeff.
Yeah, myself, we grew up in the same area, and he mentioned him earlier, was Carter Rycroft. So when I was a junior and following a career, he was playing with Kevin Martin, and you know, I always looked up to him. I got to meet him a few times as a teenager, and just thought he was the greatest, and I wanted to be just like him. So he was sort of, when I got to finally play against him, it was awesome when I got into my 20s.
Yeah, he's a great guy off the ice, man. When you have a chance to sit back and talk to him, he's absolutely amazing. What about you, EJ?
Yeah, same. I don't think it's any surprise. It's my father.
Yeah.
For Ryan and I, we wouldn't have gotten into the game probably if it wasn't for him. We were both competitive in hockey. But then, you know, he was in, for me, it was the 1990 Brier. It was in Sault Ste. Marie. I remember, I think I was 7 years old, and it was packed, and everyone's chanting our last name, and to see your dad out there, it was the coolest thing, you know, at that age, and I was hooked from that moment forward, just wanting to sort of be able to experience that. And so I think you saw that when you know, the Brier was over, whether we've won or whether we've lost, we both wanted to see and be with him. And so it was special. I don't think he's missed a big event that we've played in. So for me, it's my dad as well.
Oh, cool. Is he coming into this one by chance?
Yeah, he'll be here Thursday.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay, Mark, what about you?
I think the first Brier I remember watching was when Pat Ryan was kind of going good.
Is that the Ryan Express time?
Yeah. So I remember the very first one I remember vividly watching was when he won his second in a row, and that kind of got me hooked. And then obviously going, you know, a little bit after that was Russ. So, you know, Pat Ryan and Russ were two that I kind of looked up to.
So was it fun to have Russ on your team back at the Olympics?
No.
Okay. Okay, next topic. No, I'm only kidding. Go. What about you?
Yeah, for me, Russ was one, and also Kevin Martin. So I was fortunate enough in my career to have played with both of them at some point and be with them at big championships. So that's quite special when you get to do that with people that you grew up,
Yeah.
you know, aspiring to be like on the ice.
Very cool. I got this little guy right here. Hang on a second. I'll come right to you. Do you have a question for these? What's your name?
Ben,
Ben. And what's your question for these guys?
when did you start curling and what's your favorite shot?
Well, that's two ends of the spectrum. Okay, let's start with the Harnett boys. How early did your dad get you guys into it?
Well, I mean, we have video on beta of us.
Beta? Beta.
Yeah.
Do you even have a player to play it on?
We used to. We really did. Probably 4 years old with hockey helmets on, but realistically playing like 10. But we were on the ice since we were, 3-4 years old, just, you know, with a helmet running up and down the sheet, just kind of like my son now. But 10 years old, playing and starting to compete. And then my favorite shot, probably some sort of run back double to open it up and make the job easier on the other guys. So some sort of big weight shot, I think.
Okay. Anybody else want to pick up? You want to pick up? Brian, when did you start? How old were you?
Yeah, kind of what EJ said there. I was about 4 years old, 5 years old, running around with our hockey helmet on and stepping on rocks and flying all over the place. So
We actually sent a video in to, if anyone, well, lots of people remember this, but the young people won't. America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ryan was 4 years old, and he was all excited. He comes flying into a house filled of rocks, steps on one. It was funny because he was okay, but and thankfully he had a helmet on.
No, we're not sure right now, are
Well,
we?
exactly. Yeah.
I think EJ kind of kicked that rock towards me.
Oh, can you feel the love of the family right there, huh? Okay, Jeff, what about yourself?
I started when I was 11 years old when I first got playing junior curling once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess my favorite shot would be, now it's a draw. I'd love to say it's a triple, but I never get a look at three rocks, so.
No. Not yet. Not yet. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I grew up with a curling club in Lab City, and I was on the ice kind of same as the boys. Really young, I remember, you know, kicking rocks around in between draws when my parents were curling. So, and then got into it grade 2, grade 3, and stuck with it then. Favorite shot is the easiest one on the sheet.
Smart move. Smart move on that one. Brad, what about yourself?
Yeah, I started when I was 13, so a little bit
that's
later
pretty
than
late,
these guys.
yeah.
Yep. And for me, favorite shot is anything soft. I'll let these guys throw the high hard ones.
There you go. There you go. Gentleman right here, what's your name, sir?
Steve Wallania, Sault Ste. Marie. I want to say thank you, boys. That was a great game today. Gutted it out. EJ, that was the shot of the day. I loved it. Anyway, a shout out, no questions, but go Canada, go!
Okay, young lady right here, what's your name?
Nora.
Nora, what's your question for the boys?
Well, I'm one of the future stars myself, and I curl with my sister. So, question for one of the Hardens: what's it like curling with your brother?
Ooh, this could be good. Okay, each watch where you're going.
Yeah, it's obviously it's amazing. It has its challenges at times because you are so close, and sometimes you'll take advantage of that in terms of what you do say to your sibling versus what you would say to someone that isn't. But at the end of the day, I mean, you saw now on the other side of it, I think it's something that you never want to take for granted. Because at some point, you may not get that opportunity, and it's good perspective when you have the opportunity now to not play with one another and how special that can be. So as much as we battle, and I've wanted to kill him and he's wanted to kill me lots of different times, and you can get under each other's skin, I would just say now, being on this side of it, and the honest answer is enjoy it, because it's something special. It's a bond that you guys, and memories that you'll always have with one another. That doesn't mean that you're not going to fight, but enjoy it as much as you can.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay, let's back up a little bit here. Oh, you've got a question here. What's your name, sir?
I'm Scott with Tim Hortons. What's your favorite?
First of all, thanks for the Tim Hortons, by the way. I appreciate it. It's all good. Okay, how long you been with Tim Hortons?
About a year and a half now.
Okay, good. Good for you. Thank you. And what's your question?
What's your favorite Timmy's beverage?
Wow. Are you taping this so that you're going to be using it? Here you go. Okay, your favorite Timmy's. What is it? Ryan.
I always drink a large dark roast regular coffee.
Good. Okay, Jeff?
I always like a nice, good old ice cap. I used to
Okay.
love those.
Okay. Each?
Extra large, dark roast, regular, and a chocolate dip donut on the on the food side.
Okay, good. Mark?
Yeah, large black coffee.
Large black coffee. Bradley?
Bottle of water. I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
No.
Do you drink any caffeine at all, or no?
No caffeine.
You stay away from caffeine completely?
Yeah, water. If they sold Gatorade or G2 or something like that, I might get that there. But
So
yeah,
you're making
water.
a suggestions to
Yeah,
Tim Hortons.
bring that in.
Okay, good. Did you have a question? Okay. What's your name, sir?
Mike, I'm from Ottawa.
Okay, Mike from Ottawa. What's your question?
Today, Japan ran into a bit of a problem with their clock, and they nearly ran out of time in the 10th, and their end of the 8th, they only had a few minutes left for shot and thinking time. Have you ever run into that bad, and how did you think it played into your shot selection, possible mistakes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, last night we got really tight on time last night, and obviously it didn't turn out very well. And in our discussions after, I think a lot of the decisions that we made were rushed, and we certainly would have liked more time to discuss shots, discuss the speed of pass, discuss all of it. And we didn't have that opportunity. So I think it did ultimately have an impact on how the game turned out. So we made a conscious effort to be a little bit more speedy throughout the rest of the game. Unfortunately, today we had, 7 minutes? I think 8 minutes when we played the last end.
Wow.
So hopefully we can continue that the rest of the week.
The worst guy I have ever seen
Kevin Cooey.
is I've seen I've seen Kevin drop it in within 5 seconds left before hitting the dot.
But Kevin's like Jeff. I don't think his heartbeat goes any quicker when he has 3 seconds on the clock.
No, that's true. That's true. That's really true. Okay, one more question here, and then I'll have time for one more, and that'll be it. What's your name, sir?
Joe Kearney.
Okay, what's your question?
Of all the championships and medals and everything you've won, what stands out the most?
Because all kind of have the big one. So there you go. Any medal that sits out going to be your maybe gold medal?
Well, no, actually, I probably, if I was going to rank them, I'd have to say the Brier in 2017 would probably be the one that stands out the most.
Sure. Well, you did it in home ground, too. That was awesome.
For us, the amount of stress and anxiety and the pressure that we felt that week, and to overcome that, and me coming off an injury and all the stuff that went into it, that was a pretty incredible week. And I think the fact that it came 11 years after we won gold, because when we won gold in 2006, we're 25 years old, we're thinking we're going to win a half a dozen of these things. Like, these are easy, and then you go 11 years without winning anything, and you're wondering if it's going to happen again. And when it finally did in those circumstances, I think that's what makes it so special for me.
Right, and then you went on fire. You just kept on winning Briars, so it's kind of cool.
We won a couple after you.
We're going to ask everybody about their medal, but I want to know, just between you and I, is St. John's, Newfoundland going to put a bid in for the trials? Because if anybody's going to know, you will.
No, it won't.
It won't.
We've already put a bid in for the Brier. We were unsuccessful, and we're looking at maybe putting another bid in.
Okay, just for the Brier, not going to go for the trials.
No,
huh?
it won't be for the trials.
Oh, okay. All right. Would have been kind of neat for you to get back out there.
Unless you guys come to us with a sweet offer, but no, it won't be well, there's no discussions about the trials. There are discussions about another
Brier. Okay. Mark, what about you? What about medal? Favorite medal?
That has to be the same as Brad.
Same as go with the Brier, right?
And I mean, to flip it on its head, like this most recent Brier, having my family in the stands after last year not being able to play in a Brier final, like it kind of, that made this one here that we just, went through very special. Having my boys up there in Colette, to be able to have the boys watch and actually see what Dad does and what this team does. They watch it on TV all the time, but I think being in the stands in London, the place was packed, the energy was electric, and they got to feel that for the first time. So that was really special for me.
Cool. What about EJ? What about yourself?
Yeah, I would say definitely the Olympics, because it's the Olympics and we were able to win gold, which was awesome. But probably the 2013 Brier. And the reason being is, I was Mark's kids at a point in time watching my dad, and that's where I got the bug. And then to be able to watch your father or in Scotty's mother or whomever play in a Canadian championship and aspire to do that. And then we won in 2013, and I was with Ryan, and he was there. I remember going like 4 or 5 rows up. That's the first person I just wanted to see after we won. So that was pretty special and something obviously I'll always remember. And that was because of him laying the foundation to be able to inspire us to do something great. And fortunately, we were able to take it one step further and win. But that's all because of him. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, let's keep going, Jeff.
Very, very tough to rank, but the first one's always so special in St. John's. But I'll have to go with the Olympic medal, winning the bronze and bringing that home for Canada and for myself and the family was awesome.
Where do you keep it? Where is it?
Right now, it's just in its box. You sort of put it in the box and you just stash it away because you don't really want it out in your house in case you get robbed or something. So yeah, it's just in the box right now.
Okay, there you go. Last man on deck, and then we're going to be cutting it off because I know you guys got places to go and to do stuff tonight. All right, Ryan, tell me about it.
We didn't medal, but I would say the 2008 Brier, our first Brier, EJ and I went to. We went there with our father, actually. He was our skip. So that was special. You go to your first Brier with someone you've looked up to your whole life and your hero. And, there was the 3 of us, and Brad was our alternate, so he got in for a game. So it was all kind of Harndens all at once. So
big family.
Yeah, I'd say that one's very special to me. And then obviously winning our first Brier together as a family and our dad being there in the stands. So.
Good stuff. All right, guys, I want to thank you very much for coming on in. Absolutely amazing. Will you please make some noise out there, folks, for Team